Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Ecochemistry. So today we will learn about the classification of asset and liability. We will discuss how many type of classification we have for the asset and liability. But the first question that we should understand why it is relevant, because it help us to present our financial statement in a true and fair value. So that's why it is very relevant to understand this concept. So first is how many type of classification we have in a asset. So generally, in the asset, we have a two types of classification. First is between current and non-current, and the second is tangible and intangible asset. But I hope you are first of all you are able to you have that knowledge about what is asset, because we discussed in the previous classes that asset is the resource that we are controlled, or through we are able to generate the economic benefit, or that pertains to the particular entity or a particular person, that is a asset for them. So what is current asset and what is non-current asset? So the bifurcation depends upon their period. So if any asset or if any resource that you can control up to 12 months, that is a current asset. Or any asset which supports short-term liquidity, that is a current asset. Or any other asset which able to generate the revenue, or you can use that asset beyond 12 months, it is a non-current asset. So the basic difference is only depend upon their tenure or life. If it is up to the 12 months, it is a current asset, other than it is a non-current asset. So the example of current asset, like cash, you can use the cash anytime. You don't need to take the permission from anyone to use that as cash. So it supports your short-term liquidity, hence it is considered as a current asset. Any sundry debtors, any prepaid expense, or any advance that you've given to your supplier, considering if the tenure is up to 12 months or less than that, it is a current asset. Example of non-current asset, like any plant and machinery which you have purchased, any furniture, any laptop, AC, or any building, any bike, or if you are, so these are the types of the non-current asset, because we can use these sort of assets more than that 12 months, more than 1 year. So that's why we have to consider as a non-current asset. So the next bifurcation is tangible and intangible asset. So whose asset has a physical substance, we can see them, we can touch them. So that asset we can consider as a tangible asset. But in the business, we also have certain type of asset which we cannot see, we cannot touch, who doesn't have any physical presence, like goodwill. Like, what's your reputation in the market, what is your brand value, okay, what is your, like, any copyright, any trademark, any patent that you have to use in your business. So these are the intangible asset, because you cannot see, but you cannot but you have, but you will able to feel, or you can recognize while running the business, because through these assets you are able to safeguard your interest or generate the revenue. Like, if you have a good reputation, or if you have good goodwill in the market, it's help us to attract customer, you can generate more revenue. And if you have any particular patent registered in your name, so nobody can use your products without your permission. So it helps the businessman to protect their interest. An example of tangible, like any plant and machinery, any computer. So these are the types of the tangible asset, because they have a physical presence, we can touch them, we can use them physically. So so the so in short, the difference between current and non-current is depend on their life or their tenure. If it is up to 12 months, it is a current asset, other than it is a non-current asset. And the difference between tangible and intangible is the physical substance. If we can touch them, see them, then it's a tangible asset, other than it is an intangible asset. Next is liability. How many classification we have under the liability? So hope you all are aware what is liability. So whenever we have an obligation, we are under the obligation to pay someone, to pay any money, or to provide some services, it is considered as a liability. So only one only one classification exists for the liability is current and non-current. It is similar like to the current asset. If we are under obligation to pay money or provide services to someone in up to 12 months, it is a current liability. Other than it is a non-current liability, like trade payable. If we have the credit period to pay to our suppliers up to 12 months, then it is a current liability. Other than it is a non-current liability, like loan. If we have taken any loan from the bank or any debentures we have issued, then we can consider as a non-current liability, right? Now we will understand these concepts with some examples. You have to think under which category it should fall. First of all, you need to identify whether it is asset or liability. Further, you need to identify if it is an asset under which classification, whether it is current or non-current, and similar with the liability. So, first is machinery. So, it is an asset because it helps us to produce goods, it helps us to generate revenue. So it is a non-current asset because we can use the machinery beyond 1 year. It is a basic understanding that we have with, okay. And it is a tangible asset because we can see the machinery, because we have to install that machinery physically in our factory location. Next is sundry creditors. So what is sundry creditors? It is our obligation to pay to the vendor. So it is a liability, and it is a current liability by assuming that we have to pay to the vendor up to 12 months. Next is cash at bank. So it pertains to the cash balance that we have deposited to the bank. That bank has that cash pertains to us. So it, for the businessman, it is an asset, okay, and it is a current asset because they can use any time this cash balance. Next is goodwill. So goodwill is also an asset because it represent your reputation within the market, and it is a non-current asset and an intangible asset because we cannot see the goodwill, we can feel it only. Next is bill payable. So bill payable is like you have to pay someone. It is similar to the creditor only, so it is a current liability. Next is land and building. So you have invested some amount of money to purchase land and building. So it is a non-current asset and the tangible asset because you can see the land and you can see the building also. Next is furniture. It is similar to the above one, like it is a tangible asset and the non-current asset. Computer software also, it is similar to above, and motor vehicle also. And inventory. So inventory is we always consider inventory as a current asset only because we can use these goods any time to produce further goods, or any time we can sell them. So it is a current asset and the tangible one. Investment is non-current asset. Suppose we have invested in equity shares or in ventures of another company, or we have placed some fixed deposit with the bank whose tenure beyond 12 months. So it is a non-current asset. Loan from bank. If you want to start a business and you need some money and you have taken a loan from the bank, so it is a liability that you have to pay them back after a specific period of time. So it is a liability and it is a non-current liability considering your tenure is beyond 12 months, beyond 1 year. Sundry debtors. Suppose you have make a sale on credit to your customer, so it is a current asset because you have the right to receive the cash. Patents. So it is an intangible asset and the non-current asset. Air conditioner, it is a tangible asset and the non-current asset. The next we will discuss one more case study. So Mr. Raj started a business for buying and selling of electronic accessories. So Mr. Raj has started his business, and the main operating business of Mr. Raj is selling and buying of the electronic accessories, and he has invested 6 lakh as the initial capital. So it is capital, it is share capital, it is capital, share capital or equity which he has contributed. Further, out of this, he paid 1,20,000 for shop furniture. So, to facilitate his operating business, he purchased furniture. So, furniture is an asset, and for how much he has purchased? 1,20,000. Further, he has purchased some goods. Goods is an inventory he employed as a sale assistant and the accounting. And it's not possible for him to running a business without anyone, so he hired a sale assistant and the accountant. So both are the employees for him, and whatever he paid to them it considered as a wages or salaries. At the end of the month he paid 6,000 as a salary to the sale assistant and 5,000 as a salary to the accountant. So it is a salary expense for Mr. Raj. Out of the good purchase, he sold item costing 1,80,000 for the cash. So how much he has purchased earlier? 2,50,000 inventory, and out of 2,50,000, he has sold further for 1,80,000. Out of 2.5 lakh, he has sold the goods costing 1.8 lakh, and he has sold the goods on cash. So 1,80,000 is the revenue for Mr. Raj. Since he has sold the goods on cash, so there is no debtor balance for him. He will receive the entire cash in their bank balance. And other item costing 70,000 on credit to Mr. Arjun. So he made the sale on credit, and 70,000 is also a revenue. So the total revenue for Mr. Raj is 2,50,000 only, and but he made the sale on credit to the Mr. Arjun. So Arjun is a debtor for him. Subsequently, he purchased additional goods worth 1,20,000. So he purchased some additional inventory because he has sold the further inventory entirely. So it is an inventory, but he purchased these goods on credit. So Mr. Sharma is a sundry creditor or trade payable or account payable for Mr. Raj. Next, during the next month, there was a fire accident and goods worth 40,000 were destroyed. So suddenly in Mr. Raj's factory there was some fire accident, due to which he has lost of his 40,000 goods. So it is an entirely loss for him due to fire. A part of the computer equipment which cost 50,000 was sold for the 60,000. So Mr. Raj has one computer which earlier he has purchased for 50,000, but later on he's able to sold on 60,000. So he earns the profit of 10,000, right? So these are the questions which we need to answer out. What is the amount of capital that Mr. Raj started with his business? 6 lakhs. All right. What are the fixed asset he bought? So he bought 1,20,000. He has paid for 1,20,000 for the shop furniture. What is the value of goods purchased initially? 2,50,000 for purchasing goods. Who is the creditor? So he has purchased another slot of goods from Mr. Sharma on credit. So Mr. Sharma, and 1,20,000 he needs to pay. What are the expenses? So major expense apart from the fire, 11,000, 6,000 and 5,000 he has to pay as a salary expense. Okay. And what is the gain he earned? Here 10,000. What is the loss incurred due to fire? 40,000. Who is the debtor? So to whom he has sold the goods on credit? Mr. Arjun. And what is the amount received from him? 70,000. What is the total amount of expense and losses incurred? So 11,000 as a salary expense and 40,000. To total 51,000 he has incurred the loss and expense. Determine if the following are the asset, liability, revenue and expense or none of this. Cash is the asset and current asset. Debtor is the asset and the current asset. Creditors is a liability and a current liability. Salary paid to employee, it is an expense. Loss due to fire, it is also an expense. Drawing by the owner, it is nothing from asset, liability, revenue and expense, but it will impact our capital contribution or the share capital, right? In the next slide you will find the solutions. Hope everyone is able to understand the concept, and please try more questions, more examples. You can find the questions and solution easily in Google or any other site. Please try more examples and stay tuned with my channel. Thank you.